Yeah, so my early life, as far as I can remember, starts when I was about 4 years old. I was 4, my foster sister was 6. So she's roaming around Mama's china cabinet and she finds our adoption papers underneath a stack of junk mail. That was the beginning of what I would later learn as me being a adoptive youth or youth in care.
When I grow up, I want to be me. That's everything and all I need to be.
Whatever it is,
whomever I'll be,
when I grow up,
I
want to be me.
I want to be me.
Hallelujah! Amen! Hallelujah! I grew up on the west side of Chicago. It was the 4 of us, a mom, dad, me, my sister, had a dog, had fish, had birds, like whatever you can imagine as being normal. And my world was definitely normal. So what brought me into the system, I later learned, was my biological parents' drug use. Both my mother and my father were heroin addicts. All my mother's children were taken from her at the time of birth. I got in touch with my biological family as a freshman in high school. I attended George Westinghouse College Prep on the west side of Chicago. And lo and behold, I ended up going to the same school as my biological brother. Crazy. So at this time, freshman year of high school, I was going through a lot of changes even in my foster home. My dad had just moved out of the home. My dad being the sole income provider, leaving the home, we didn't really have ways to meet the rent. So that was eviction after eviction, so it was a lot of imbalance there. It was a Sunday, me and my sister, always in church. We came home from church and Mama is gone. No bags, like all her stuff is gone. And we had to kind of make a choice, where we're going to go. My sister decided that she was going to move in with Dad and his new girlfriend. I decided that I was going to call my grandparents and move in with them. And then here am I in college. By this time, I got to college without the support of family, but I'm also blessed to have so many different organizations and women and men who kind of come into my life and play mentors. So the first time I got involved with Kaleidoscope, I remember being in a room with other youth who were just like me. All of us were youth in care. So for one, that's a very overwhelming feeling to know that all you guys' stories are different, but they're the same. And you can connect on that level. So Kaleidoscope brought me to a particular home. You know, they introduced me to others that were like me, but they didn't just leave me there. They prepared us all together through Find Your Future, even now through constant emails and just making sure our grades are right, or that we're okay, or that we're getting the funding we need, or that the semester's going well. They became a support system for youth like me. I think sometimes when someone who does not know anything about social welfare, they immediately place a stigma on what they do here. And I often challenge people to think about, how do you see this child as normal, right? How do you see this child as just being a child, despite the stigma that may be around them? And I think I've challenged myself to also think about that for myself, right? So not necessarily using me being a youth in care as a crutch, but as a blessing, but also knowing that, like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm normal, I have worth, I have value, I am loved. And I challenge other people to think about the social welfare system as youth who have value, who have dignity, who have worth, and our children who are loved.